If you had like the biggest concern going into this today, what is your biggest concern?
Well, it's a hurricane that slows down, like this one may do, and just kind of sits, off our west coast for about a half a day or a day. And then it just becomes relentless, and you've got tide cycles where the tide tries to go out, then it comes back in, and we're talking widespread, long-lasting storm surge flooding. That would not be a good setup at all. And I tell you what's going to happen here as we track the storm, we do have a good sense of the whole general picture, and then beginning on Wednesday, we'll start nowcasting, start using Sky Tower to look at the eye and see how the eye is behaving. We did that during Charlie, and we were watching it, and then it took that big right-hand turn, and there's no reason why Ian could do something like that. It could parallel the coast and maybe take a right-hand jog and move inland and say Manatee or Sarasota counties. I mean, don't have that skill to really fine-tune the forecast at that level at this point. In the meantime, rumbling outside. You get some rain, heavy rain downtown Tampa, a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and heavy rain around the city. So if you're outside or thinking about going outside, getting some work done before the sun sets, you got to kind of wait for this heavy rain to go by. 89 on the downtown Tampa cam. There it is. I mean, there's spots where it's fine, but around the city, there's heavy rain along some sea breeze boundaries, and it's from the airport through South Tampa, and then random little showers down by Gulfport. Heavy rain, Brandon, Fishhawk, Lithius, Sun City Center, Temple Terrace, and all of this is kind of slowly moving mainly to the west and northwest. Additional showers and storms firing up. This really isn't part of the hurricane, but it is a sign of increasing moisture coming in from the southeast. More rain in southeastern Polk County, and then as we head to the south, pretty quiet in Hardee County, but numerous storms, Northport, Englewood, and Venice. And by the way, tomorrow morning, if you want to do some work outside, maybe kind of clean up as far as getting stuff indoors, tomorrow morning will be fine with partly cloudy skies. By Wednesday, it becomes a problem. Satellite view, look at these big, tall thunderstorms firing up. And as the sun sets, it really gives you a good illustration of just the height of some of these storms around the center. Look at that big tower developing around the eye, and the storm is no doubt intensifying. That's the infrared satellite view. And here we go with the new track. Category 2 now. We have additional hurricane warnings up for Tampa Bay. A lot of you at home may have heard your cell phone buzzing and dinging the past 5 or 10 minutes, because we do have hurricane warnings now up for our west coast, and the 4 becomes the 3, becomes the 1. This is the spot here where, I mean, anything could happen. The steering currents are going to weaken, if not collapse. So, I mean, could it do this? Absolutely. Could it do maybe just kind of hang and go like all of those different little scenarios actually do change what happens at your house. These minor deviations. If a storm ends up here, then you've got a northeast wind for a longer time around Tampa Bay. So all kinds of multiple possibilities are likely. And again, we'll be using Sky Tower, and on Wednesday and Thursday, really just doing not forecasting, but kind of using a telestrator and kind of watching it move minute by minute. So you want to stick with us on that. The model's still kind of converging on the East Coast. And here are all the updated warnings. Hurricane warning, Hillsborough, Pinellas south. Tropical storm warning inland. And by definition, that means that tropical storm conditions and hurricane conditions are inevitable. That's a warning, not a watch. And then across our northern counties, they now have a hurricane watch in effect. And also, storm surge warning includes all of Tampa Bay, where 5 to 10 feet of water is a possibility, and then a storm surge watch from Pasco County north. And it's going to be, again, a lot of this is going to depend on where the center of the storm is. As I just told you, if by some chance the hurricane starts moving this way, it really changes where it floods, because all of a sudden the winds in Tampa Bay stay northeast. But if it goes this way, then you get that southwest wind. So yeah, we're talking a major storm surge event, but it's not impossible that could change if the storm kind of drifted inland and we ended up with a wind pushing the water out of the bay. Again, this is all stuff that's virtually impossible to predict when you have a hurricane down in the Caribbean and you're trying to figure out, will it be here, will it be here, will it be here? We just don't have the skill, and we're going to work on that. We'll have better resolution as we get closer to the event. Tonight, shower storms for a time, breezy, 75, variably cloudy, Fast-moving shower storms tomorrow, increasing wind and rain on Wednesday, about 85. Once the hurricane heads north, we may get northwest winds and maybe lower dew points for a time later this week. It's a pretty big price to pay for lower dew points, but they could be coming this weekend.